Hello, 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 and welcome to In the Spotlight, the show that puts unknown underground artists in the spotlight. I'm Ryan Scibetta, our engineer and editor is Quill, and we have two guests for this Spotlight Artist of the Week, Telescape and ZJ Delmar. Feel free to say hi.
Hey.
So who are you, Mr. Telescape, Mr. ZJ Delmar?
I am Telescape, also known as Telescape, and I'm a electronic music producer, and I make beats on my computer.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm ZJ Delmar. I'm a rapper, producer. I do a little bit of everything. I'm mainly a rapper, but yeah, I'm pretty much an icon.
DJ's famous.
All right, we're gonna have these two world famous artists on the show for the next 2 hours for this session in the Spotlight. You're listening to 91.9 KCSB-FM in Santa Barbara, online at kcsb.org. Now let's play our first song. That was ep8 by ZJ Delmar. So the first thing I noticed about this song was the guitar loop right at the start. It flows extremely well with the rest of the tune while still establishing the song's presence right at the beginning as a hook. How'd you record that, or did you sample it? And what's the story behind that part of the song?
The beat was actually produced by a producer named Pandy off of SoundCloud. Shout out to him, whole side again. Beautiful producers. That part, yeah, just the beat. Shout out to Pandy.
All right. For the lyrics, it's a bold move to start off with a song called something like ep8. So what made you decide to lead off with this?
I take inspirations from like other artists, and like one of my biggest inspirations is JPEG Mafia, and I love how he uses like song titles to like bait out like the people you're looking for. So with ep8, it's just kind of like, okay, I'm expecting to get like some kind of person who probably gonna think like, oh, this is like probably gonna be the funniest song ever because of something entitled ep8, but it's more like a song to like give off advice, like be able to read people and never return to the forbidden fruit. You feel?
Yeah. One more question, and this might be the same answer as the first one, but I noticed there's like a story white noise, crowd noise effect at the end that was really cool. What was the inclusion of that part?
Oh, that's something I threw in just to add texture. That's another thing that JPEG Mafia does as well. Like he loves sampling and throwing in like different things just to like get a good feel for it. And like I thought that the talking just like EQ'd it perfectly. It would like fit in. Just say I felt like it did so.
Awesome. What's the next song we're gonna hear?
For me, let's see. You want to do a song for me?
I think it'd make more sense just have ZJ play all his songs and I play all my songs.
All right.
We're gonna go with Blessed.
Blessed by CJ Del Mar.
Yeah, he.
God knows I'm blessed. Look at my beats like I'm set. Making these rappers upset. Look at your girl, she obsessed. I'm gonna vibe away. I got my team on the way. And you got a lot coming if you ever disrespect my name.
I put it on G.O.D. Killing all my enemies. What you fuckers want from me? Can't you see I'm in too deep? Look at me, I'm too fresh. Look at us, we breaking necks. All these rappers think they next. We gon' put that shit to rest. Keep it 100 mil up the morning. You know we ain't bugging. We go to war, you know we ain't tugging. We out to blast, no need for the drugging. We ain't came up for nothing. We turn under the summit. We ain't the ones that be wanting for cloud. Cause happy these rappers is running. Cause bitch, you know I'm blessed. You too obsessed. Going insane and you know I can't rest. Bulletproof vest. You sending shots, bitch. You know damn well we gon' contest. Send the address. Be there in a flash. No Wally West. No sin to confess. No cross on my chest. We be the best, bitch. Say nothing less. Cause God knows I'm blessed. Don't make me stress. I work too hard, but I'm still depressed. Too much on my mind, but there ain't no regrets. Ain't no regrets. Ain't no regrets. Cause God knows I'm
blessed. Look at my beats like I'm set. Making these rappers upset. Look at your girl, she obsessed. I'm gonna vibe away. I got my team on the way. And you got a lot coming if you ever disrespect my name. Living OG, you're a mess. Well, you got an oppression and not but protect. I'm trying to count up the bands and the racks, but I know all you wanted to do is caress. Pushing the limits just like me go set. Caught your girl staring, she could be my guest. I'll treat you right, I'll do my best. I'll take you in with no regrets. I'm doing fine, not about to confess. I still got some time, my hands to the chest. Yeah, she won a date, but what does it catch? Breaking my heart and leave nothing left. But you feeling so good, so different, like a blessing. I made up my mind, I'm not messing with this. Catching an angel, not catching a bitch. Stop the war, it's my mind, I'm gonna miss this. Nighttime, gonna put me on a mission. Feel something's wrong, tell me what I'm missing. Speak up, feel like nobody listen. Drip, drip on my neck like we're kissing. Goddamn, when I change up. Hit a motherfucking show when I made up, yeah. Like the plug, make it pay us. Like a player Steph Curry with a layup, yeah. Go down like we make love. I beat them till they gave up, gave up, gave up. Night call like a wake up. I'm in the game like a player. All you rappers won't faze me. I put the speed up on high heat. Cook it up a little spicy. Nah, I won't put it lightly, yeah. Damn, I wish that she knew me. The way that she walked bad and bougie. My fast car got 2 C's, got bags and that blue cheese. My phone be blowing up texts, yeah. Got all this gold on my neck, yeah. They know that I'm blessed, yeah. They know that I'm blessed, yeah. God knows I'm blessed. Look at my beats like I'm set. Making these rappers upset. Look at your girl, she obsessed. I'm gonna vibe away. I got my team on the way. And you got a lot coming if you ever disrespect my name.
Talk to me now. Do you even remember?
wanna get down with you, but you're gonna quit it. And when I say I love you, I hope you know I meant it. But that's another day, nothing more I gotta say. No more wasting time on you and feeling like I've gotta play. Now I fucking hate you for making me look stupid. Same damn reason why I fucking hate humans.
Do you even remember when you wouldn't talk to me now? Do you even remember when we first fell in love? Do you even remember when you wouldn't talk to me now? Do you even remember when we first fell in love? When we first fell in love. When we first fell in love.
Do you even? I messed up. Hey, hold up. Check, 1, 2. Hey, check me out right here, right now. I got this first. Right back. Yeah, you got it. That's the way life goes. I'm trying to get rich. Chasing the paper while you chasing the bitch. Cause I don't fuck with shit. 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 That's the way life goes. You trying to stay lit. I'm chilling at home, my nigga, trying to make hits. Cause I don't fuck with shit. 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 People are so phony, acting like you really know me. Like, what's my favorite color? Like, what's my favorite number? Like, how I like my waffles with that butter. Like, word to my mother, I'm gonna do it like no other. I just spent a whole summer stressing about my older brother. Like, is he gonna be sober? Like, will he be hungover? Like, I don't think about it too much. I make music and such. Go home, down a flask of Henny and Russ. Cause I'm that young boy, flower blossom. Put in work, you see what it costs them. Best slave on the auction, man. These niggas talking shit, but they can't fuck with my squadron. Bout to fuck them up with this mixtape I'm dropping. Niggas think they ragu, but how long are they saucing? ZJ bout to blow up like he running in Boston. I ain't helping these niggas, find your own John Stockton. I'ma kill these motherfuckers, leave them all in their coffins. That's the way life goes, I'm trying to get rich. Chasing the paper while you chasing the bitch. Cause I don't fuck with shit. 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 That's the way life goes, you trying to stay lit. I'm chilling at home, my nigga, trying to make hits. Cause I don't fuck with shit. 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 Special shout out to everyone on the tape. Y'all the reason why I stay up late and never act fake. Y'all see me put it in work, now y'all see what I make. I got me a dream, now all I need is a shake. You never catching me alone, we the upper echelon. Ain't nobody in my zone, all these bitches hit my phone. Pussy nigga, watch your tone. All you rappers are unknown, that's hypocrite. I take that back, but ain't nobody ever touch my throne. Cause I don't fuck with shit, you can suck a dick. Pull up with the stick, we gon' make this quick. You ain't with the click, man, I got the fist. And you know we go hard as shit. Bitch, we keep on going till all these rappers quit. Cause I don't fuck with shit, I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit, I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit, I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit, I don't. That's the way life goes, I'm trying to get rich. Chasing the paper while you chasing the bitch. Cause I don't fuck with shit. 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 That's the way life goes, you trying to stay lit. I'm chilling at home, my nigga, trying to make hits. Cause I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit. I don't fuck with shit.
You're listening to 91.9 KCSB-FM in Santa Barbara, bringing you ZJ Del Mar and Telescape as our Spotlight Artist of the Week. That was IDFWS by ZJ Del Mar. Before that, you heard Do Remember by ZJ Del Mar, And before that, you heard Blessed, BLSSD, also by ZJ Del Mar. As you may have surmised, we have ZJ Del Mar in for an interview as I record this on June 15th, 2020, along with his collaborator and the future interviewee, Telescape. So let's ask about the most recent song first, since it's the one that we just heard. What was the vocal effects on the chorus that you used for IEFWS? They're really hard to place, but they worked very well.
For the vocals?
Yeah, for the vocals.
I honestly could not tell you. I recorded that song back in 2018. I know that I recorded it on a $20 mic. I got off Amazon. So that
sort of like a lo-fi, using less audio quality to get to a higher sound.
almost. I guess when you gotta use a $20 mic, you just gotta use it. I don't know. I remember recording that back in that was off of my first mixtape. I remember like that was one of my favorite songs off of it because I got advice from a musician I love to work with. And his dad gave me advice saying, when you try singing or rapping into the mic, give it like try to and truly rap into it. And I guess like that song I hold very special because it's like the most I've ever opened up a good like textural feel with the vocals too.
Well, it certainly paid off. That was you somehow managed to say the same thing 4 times in a row and make it sound like a new phrase every single time with the chorus. So props.
Thank you.
On the track before that, Do Remember, I was wondering about a vocal sample or collaborator you used for the chorus, a female vocalist singing about remembering. What's the history of that?
The history or the artist on it as well?
Both.
The vocals we got, or in that track at least, they were from Meredith, from Adrian QMC's song Blush.
Yeah, we had him as a guest a while ago.
Yeah. Shout out Adrian QMC, shout out
Definitely.
Meredith. That song there was like it was random. And at the end of it where you hear like kind of talking at the end,
yeah,
you can actually hear like Adrian QMC like in that recording was like from a while ago when we were in high school, and that's when we made the song at my house. And
more
yeah.
of the texturing you used earlier
About the texture.
back in Ibe Kuchi.
Oh yeah, I don't know. All these songs use different mics. Do You Remember was recorded on a blue Snowball, I think. Or was Adrian's mic? I have no idea. Adrian probably got a better memory of it than I do, honestly.
All right, and for the track that some listeners might not have even heard, Blessed, BLSSD. If you're just tuning in, we've had ZJ Del Mar as an interviewee for this episode in the Spotlight, and we're about to have Telescape play a few songs of his own. But on Blessed, the question I had was the syncopated beat you used around the minute 30 mark, where you traditionally used like the triplet pattern, the like da 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 da, but you switched it up midway through that song to a really interesting effect. I was wondering what the decision was behind that.
I have no idea. I think what was it? I think that was Midnight's verse. There's another guy on the song too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you two just had different rapping styles?
Yeah, so that my verse was the very first verse in the beginning. That was Midnight's choice. I think at the 1 minute 30-second spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably Midnight's verse. When we first heard that beat, we were making this in our junior year, and I think Midnight had like everything like planned out, written. He just needed that verse from me in the beginning. I was like, oh, I don't know what I didn't know exactly what to do with it, but like, I love the song. It turned out to be a banger.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to say before we transition? Well, we're going to hear you again, but for this set of tracks, is there anything that you'd like to let the listeners know about?
I say thank you for listening. So support the music. I love you all, and welcome to Telescape, my better half.
Let's hear some Telescape now. This next one is Whisper 22.
Wait. Let me say something about these two.
Go for it.
Okay, so these first two songs are really inspirational.
Oh, right. These are not Telescape. You're about to hear Telescape, but in between.
So I just wanted to play two songs that like are really dear to my heart by my homie Ollie, OLLI. Catch him on SoundCloud, and he has these two songs, Whisper 22 and One More Before Bed. And these songs were really inspirational to me, even though they came out very recently. I've just been listening to them a lot, and I think they're good context for my own music, which you'll hear after these two. And I just really wanted y'all to hear it. So let's take a listen.
All right, let's hear the Ollie track. Sorry about that. Whisper 22 and One More Before Bed. was One More Before Bed by Ollie, O-L-L-I. Before that, you heard Whisper 22 by the same artist. So the question I have for you about this Telescape, who again, if you're just tuning in, is an artist we're interviewing right now. We're going to be playing his music along with the music of ZJ Del Mar. The question I have for these tracks, other than why you wanted to include them before playing your own, is just the juxtaposition between the two. Whisper 22 sounds so much different in production than One More Before Bed does, yet they're from the same artist. So I was wondering if you had any history or background for that.
Yeah, I do. So I've been following Ollie for a long time, and he's a young artist about my age, about 19 years old, I think. He might be 18. Yeah, he's been making music for a long time. I think some of his oldest tracks are from up to 4 or 5 years ago, even though he's so young. Which is really cool, and it's nice to hear how he's evolved like over those like 4 to 5 years. His music now is like similar stylistically, in terms of like his sound choice and his like overall genre has not changed very much, but his just like approach to song structure and like melodic ideas, it has changed quite a bit. And like what he's releasing now honestly just feels like more and more just like delving into like Ollie's mind, or like how he perceives the world in like this really kind of cute, like string oriented, fully just jangly way that's just so cool and so original. It's almost like he started out making lo-fi, like very, very typical lo-fi, and has just brought it to this like amazing level of like atmosphere and emotion and just a completely different look on lo-fi as a general genre. And so the reason that songs are so different is because Ollie loves to take like the sounds he loves and just put them in the craziest structure. If you notice, he's using relatively the same drums in both songs, which is kind of interesting considering he uses them in such different ways. Also, you can hear in both songs the guitar is used a lot. But again, they're used in such different ways. In Whisper 22, the guitar is kind of like a disco sort of energy to it, a disco rhythm. But in One More Before Bed, he's just put tons of distortion and reverb onto the guitar to make it this super atmospheric guitar sound. And that's just kind of what Ollie does. And it's really inspirational to me because it just sounds so cool.
Awesome. Well, I hope that influence definitely will shine through on our next track, Poppy Dancer. Is there anything you want to say about this before it plays?
Yes. So in recent times, ZJ Del Mar himself has been influenced by house music in a whole new way, which is very new for ZJ as an artist. And he's been asking me to make house beats for him, which I've been happily obliging. And that's kind of leaked into my own personal music. And I wanted to see if I could take a house beat and turn it into something that's like more my style. And even though this is everything you're about to hear from me is unreleased and unfinished, just want to put that out there. So nothing here now it might not ever be released, and it'll definitely be changed in some way before release. So this is most of these songs are not finished in any way. So I just want y'all to know that before you hear this. So this is like really like my ideas just like put into a computer and just like see what it sounds like, I guess. Anyway, inspired by ZJ Del Mar because the whole house music phase, I guess.
All right, let's hear it. Poppy Dancer. You're listening to 91.9 KCSB-FM in Santa Barbara, bringing you ZJ Del Mar and Telescape as our Spotlight Artist of the Week.
I know it. Wait, it's been recording the whole time. Oh shoot. No, that's actually kind of fire though. I don't have like a whole bunch of sound I can use.
That is fire.
Wait, stop.
Take the time to help myself. I only do what you want me to. I just tore a page out of my book. I don't want anyone to read it to you. Don't call my dreams. Won't call you mine. Don't say nothing.
We're situated in a lose-lose. Syncopated till our clocks turn down. Infatuated with ourselves, contemplating all we should have done. And all these damn lies, I don't wanna give a fuck. Been stuck in the same shit out of love. And nothing but betrayed, told out of turn. Raging fire, I'll just let them burn.
We're situated in a lose-lose, yeah. And I realize now why it's on you. I can take the time to help you out, 'cause I never wanted to. Say nothing, I don't wanna listen. Say nothing, I don't wanna listen. Say nothing, I don't wanna listen. Say nothing, I don't wanna listen.
That was Lose Lose by Telescape. Before that, you heard Poppy Dancer, also by Telescape. Let's start with Poppy Dancer. I really liked the production you did on this song, especially the sort of flow it had with the intro rain music, and then the boom, fast tempo, space sounds, go, 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 and then how it just fades out at the end with the waves. What prompted the decision to have, typically songs have that kind of, ebb and flow, but on this song it was particularly dramatic. So what was the thought process behind that? Why'd you decide to make Poppy Dancer so 0 to 100 to 0?
Okay, so the structure of this song derived from my different inspirations I had while producing it. I had been on a long, creative drought, I guess you could say, because being at home and in quarantine, just locked in my room, just trying to make anything creative, I was able to have the opportunity to go to my cabin, like an hour or so away from my house, up in some mountains near Tahoe, I want to say. And just having a change of scenery, just a new place to be. I brought my computer along and I brought my keyboard too, because I knew something was going to happen while I was there. And sure enough, this entire song was made in just one day, one afternoon at my cabin. And I started with the really fast part, kind of the most, probably the most intelligible, the most understandable part of the song, the main kind of drop was the first part I started with. Because DJ was talking about all these house beats, and I was like, well, I know a couple house artists I like, namely Former Hero. And I was like, let me try to make something kind of like Former Hero, but with my own style woven into it. And sure enough, I ended up with this. I started with the nice synths and the ambient tones, and then I went mainly focused on the bass drum pattern. I want to do something just a little bit different than most house music by adding a whole bunch more kicks than a normal house beat, because a normal house beat would just go and that's it. But I was like, I'm gonna just add a whole bunch more, and it just adds a whole bunch more energy to the song. And then to make the intro of the song, I took the melody that I had written for the drop, and I kind of just spread it out among a couple more instruments, added some more effects, reversed some stuff, and just kind of had fun creating kind of a texture around that one melody. But then I wanted to make something that sounded like the whole song kind of fell apart, like a machine just turned off or went into standby. And that's kind of how the rest of the song was created. I was I turned off the machine and now it sounds like this. And then I just went with that for the rest of the song and created those huge atmospheric textures and kind of the sounds of a machine just slowing to a stop. The waves are supposed to be electricity in the wires of the machine, moving really slow. And then the sad melody at the end, just to kind of bring back the original melody from the beginning of the song, but just in a new idea and slower. And that's kind of how the song structure went about.
Well, it worked. It was an amazing texture. And texture, I think, is sort of the theme of the week with both your music and ZJ's. And that's what I was going to ask about with the second song you played here, Lose Lose. It had a really spacey, also electronic, but sort of reminded me of a lot of video games I played when I was younger, with Undertale and Celeste. I probably shouldn't. Those games can have a bad, especially Undertale can have a bad reputation, but their soundtracks are just astonishing, and this gave me a lot of vibes reminiscent of that. So how was creating the soundscape for Lose Lose like?
I wanted all the sounds to be either super spacey or super raw and acoustic. And so the main melody is played on a piano with some various tape delay and reverb effects in a bossa nova style. I'm very inspired by bossa nova jazz in general, and I really took like the most like standard bossa nova beat.
Could you try doing that vocally so that the smart filter for the mic doesn't cut it out?
Like the most standard bossa nova beat sort of goes like this. And I took that and wrote a melody in that rhythm. Typically that rhythm is played over all the instruments in a bossa nova song, but in this one I just wanted only the piano to be playing that rhythm. Then I recorded myself playing a cajon, which is a percussion instrument, which is the percussion instrument heard throughout the beginning part of the song before like the louder drums come in. That is me playing the drums. Also, the vocals at the very first vocals are my own vocals, and then when the bigger drums come in, it's my friend Monroe singing. And he sings for the rest of the song. Is my friend Monroe. Catch him on SoundCloud. He's really good. He's really, really good. And he was a big inspiration to the song because he really brought the whole song to life. Anyway, back to my sound choice for this one. I wanted either super atmospheric, which is like the piano and the synths and the reverb and all of that. But then at like the part before the very last part, which is the most atmospheric, it's the most acoustic and the most dry, with a guitar, which I recorded, and more drums, which I recorded, and Monroe singing a humming pattern. And basically my goal was to make it sound really rough and acoustic, but then like super spacey at the same time.
Well, you succeeded. It had that sort of like acoustic electronic feel. The other inspiration I wrote.
You're listening to 91.9 KCSB-FM in Santa Barbara,
including all the percussion and like sound effects and layering and texture. All of that I recorded in my dorm room. In fact, my strategy for recording a lot of the texture to the song was literally just leaving my mic on and recording as I went about my day, like doing my homework and like doing whatever, moving around in my dorm room and just making noise. And in fact, you can hear me say that at the beginning of the song because I accidentally left my mic on, which is why I said, oh, my mic's on. Wait, I'm about to have like a whole bunch of sounds I can use. Which is exactly what happened. I accidentally left it on and I was like, wait, these sounds sound really cool. So I left it on for a long time and I used those sounds to add the texture to the track.
Heck yeah, it works. I think that's why I compare Daft Punk when you say you wanted to avoid electronic influences, but they're doing almost exactly the same thing that you're describing, where they're taking super spacey electronic sounds for some bits and taking really acoustic, like high fidelity, layered sounds that they record themselves for the other bits. And it seems like you managed to do that to great effect in Lose-Lose, which we should call a win-win. Hey.
Well, thank you.
One more question about the song was the lyrical choices of it. The song's called Lose-Lose. That raises questions in itself. What was the personal or just lyrical connotation behind it?
Well, in general, the lyrics of the song are about like being forced into things and how society like kind of puts like rules upon you and how it's kind of hard to escape that and do what you really want to do. And Monroe and I didn't try to agree on what we were writing about, but it's not really noticeable that was the case, but that's kind of how it went. he recorded his vocals first and sent them to me, and I just kind of listened to him like talk about his struggle and talk about how like other people have been mistreating him or lying to him or anything like that. And I just took that and talked about how I feel about that in my life. And now I feel like I don't have a lot of freedom sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
It's a very personal song.
talking about other depressing things, the next song is called Vulnerable. Anything we should know about this one before you hear it?
Yeah, this is probably the most depressed song I've ever made in my life. Featuring, it's funny because it was so much fun to make, but it sounds so sad. It is featuring my friends KYD and Midnight Merc. I do not have any vocals on the song, but I did produce the beat. And I compiled like all the sounds and mixed and mastered it and all that. And this song is the only one of my songs out of all these that is actually released and you can listen to on my SoundCloud. So go ahead and play it.
The official Vulnerable by Telescape, KYD, and Midnight Merc.
Depressed, I'm so stressed, I'm so anxious, need some rest, need a break, take a breath, being fake, it's quite the test. Let's be leaving my life or I hurt you, desert you, believe me my love gon' hurt way more than words through deserving of nothing but crave the attention. You tell me you love me, I start second guess, I'm VULNERABL to the E. She told me that she loved me and so I fell down to my knees. I'm better than this and I settled too quick and I let all these devils dishevel my shit. I'm a vessel for pain, rebel in vain. My heart and my brain, they cannot coexist. I feel like a bitch but I act like this shit and I ask myself if that's what confidence is. I feel like I'm Bojack, I feel like I'm Rick. Don't mean to be rude, don't mean to be a dick. I'm usually happy but inside my head there's a little voice and he really wants me dead. I try to avoid all of my problems but they coming back to me. Dodge them again, bitch.
So I hide my pain and it never shows. I'm dead inside and never know. This hate got me living with the gun smoke. I bet they don't play with the cutthroat. Bring my color rain and I hit it when the sun's show. Invisible ties and I wonder where the love go. Always on my own but hey let's ride. Here with someone else when you say you're mine.
That's why I stay inside, I make the sacrifice. Oh yeah, I love the dark, so I might kill the lights. Where is your loyalty? Cause I can't trust your lies. Pretending I'm okay, so you can feel alright.
That was Vulnerable by Telescape, KYD, and Midnight Merc. First question, the line, I feel like I'm Bojack, I feel like I'm Rick. How'd that get in there?
I wish I could tell you, but I do not know. I was working on this song, I believe right in this room I am in now in my garage with KYD, and we were working on this beat together. He actually recorded the ukulele. That's the string sound that is throughout the whole song. That is KYD playing the ukulele.
We never guessed it.
Yeah, and then he just whipped up some vocals, whipped up some lyrics, and recorded them right there on the spot, which is pretty amazing. But I don't want to say like what I think that line means or like what it means to him because I don't really know. It's really what it means to him.
When did you make the song?
I want to say like a little less than a year ago.
Yeah, the line is aged poorly, I think. The more terrible things those two characters do. But I get its emotional power.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know they were characters, but I mean that's kind of the point. I guess Kyle just really felt bad about something, I guess, something on his mind. And that's why you might have referenced those characters. Though I can assure you in real life, KYD is literally the nicest person on the planet. So as sad as he sounds, he's literally the nicest person.
Another question for the production that you did on this song is the bass line, especially the chorus that I'm assuming Midnight Merc was the one who sang that part.
Yeah, that's Midnight. Midnight went crazy with the singing on that one. I'd never heard him do that before with his voice. You heard him on the other song, Blessed, and he's a very syncopated, harsh, in-your-face rapper with impressive flow and just really fast syncopation of his voice. So for him to just come out and start singing on this one was like so insane. And I just wanted to match that with a crazy bass line to follow along with his voice. And so how I pulled off that bass line is I was playing the bass synth on my keyboard, and I set it to legato, where when you play one note, if you're holding one note and then you play another, it'll sweep the pitch of the note from the first note you played to the second one. And so it makes that cool whoop kind of noise. And it just sounds so cool. I had to like keep it in the bass melody.
What do we have in store for the next two?
The next two songs are Pool and Call Me. The original title for Call Me was Last in SF. A little backstory behind that title. A collective that ZJ and I were and still are kind of in.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one with Adrian QMC?
Yeah, so it's Adrian QMC, Midnight Merc, ZJ Delmar, our manager, and at one point CXC Mel, and I guess KYD too. We were all kind of in this group called Sad in SF, but it was very loose. And when we all went to college, it kind of fell apart. But we continued to all make music together all the time. So that's okay. But it's called Last in SF because it was going to be like the last Sad in SF song we put out. But I mean, it's a little too late for that. So it's just called Call Me now because you'll see it's all about calling people. And then Pool is a song with both songs have a lot of vocals by me. Pretty much all the voices in the song that aren't rapping are me in both songs. Anyway, both are very, very close to me and very personal. But I'd love to share them with you. And neither are released. So I hope you enjoy.
Thanks for sharing them with us. Pool, playing right now.
Anxious all the time, can I call it home in a place not mine? And I always miss your face, I submit to the parasite. Let's not waste no time, I really hate to see you cry. So baby, spend the night, I wake up with you on my mind. Just long as you come my way, trying my best I can change your life. Catch up, run and match my pace, understand me, take your time. When I cross, I look both ways, I wanna stay on your good side. But you don't feel the same, always in a place where the sun don't shine. I'm always damaged, I know who I am, tell me to open, I tell her I can't. Think that you're worried that I might take a chance, I'm risking it all, I thought of advance. Take my hand, can I have this dance? Losing control, you got me in a trance. I give you my all and I give you my health. Push me away and I'm asking myself, why to pass me by? I'm not a phantom, don't ask me why I cry. I don't wanna think I'm like a phone in a pub. I'm just sorting out, turns out I'm just a fool. I don't wanna think I'm like a phone in a pub. I'm just sorting out, turns out I'm just a fool.
friends by my side. I just want my brothers in the backseat. Silicate 99 for like a taxi. In my mind like a prison sense. Let the rift ends, make it burn.
I don't wanna think I'm a microphone on a pole. I'm just sorta gone. Turns out I'm just a fool. I don't wanna think I'm a microphone on a pole. I'm just sorta gone. Turns out I'm just a fool.
Hello, and welcome to In the Spotlight, the show that brings you unknown underground artists and puts them in the spotlight. I'm Ryan Scibetta, our engineer and editor is Quill, and our DJ organizer is MedX. This week, we have two artists for you, ZJ Del Mar and Telescape, collaborators with a guest we had earlier, Adrian QMC, here to present the songs that they've created, specifically for you. You're listening to 91.9 KCSB-FM in Santa Barbara. That was Cool by Telescape. Originally, we were going to play Call Me Too, but I have so many questions about Cool. I want to ask them right after they're played, just because of the crazy effects that go on in this song. First off, what we just heard, what was the sort of static, like, fade? I don't want to say fade out, but sort of like static out at the end. How'd you do that? Why'd you do that? It sounded really cool.
That was added actually just minutes before this podcast, or like just before I sent you the song. What that was, it sounds staticky because I put distortion onto the ukulele. And so what I did was I put reverb onto the ukulele, but then I put distortion on the reverb. And the distortion makes the reverb sound so crazy, it sounds like static. And so that I just thought that sounded so cool. I just have that be the outro, like a TV static kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, that answered my next question, which was what was the string instrument? I guess it was a harp or a ukulele.
It's KYD, yet again, playing the ukulele just like Vulnerable. It's the exact same guy playing the same ukulele.
Champion. And what was the string instrument later on? The sort of like violinish tone.
That is a violin. I used a violin patch in FL Studio, and just played violin on the keyboard, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
And last technical question, the thing that I thought was going to be the crazy part before the static before the distorted reverb at the end was the vocal effects you used throughout the piece. What, how, and why did you have such heavy effects on the singing?
Because I'm just really inspired by a lot of artists that I listen to, who do crazy effects like that, and they really set the bar for what you can do with your voice, like after recording it. You know, like you can do so much with your voice while you're recording. You can add like whatever tone, energy, style, pronunciation, anything that you want like that. But then what you can do with whatever you've done recording, what can you do with it after you've recorded? What effects can you add to it? How can you change how your voice sounds? And so I really wanted to dive deep into that, because so many people so many artists have done it so well and in such creative and interesting ways, I wanted to try myself and see what would happen. So that's exactly what I did. When my like normal sounding voice actually still isn't my normal sounding voice. What I've done is I've turned the tone of my voice down after I've recorded it, which is what makes my voice sound like kind of deeper and darker and like not quite myself, like a subdued version of myself, which is what I wanted. And then when there's the big build up and drop, that's my voice pitch shifted an octave up, but then the tone of my voice an octave down.
What?
And it just makes it sound so crazy. It just worked out perfectly, and I love how it sounds. And yeah, it was a lot of fun.
This certainly counts as the biggest flex out of all the songs we've heard so far, and I really like it. Let's return to Earth with "Call Me," originally called "Last in SF" by, you guessed it, Telescape.
South of my hometown, oh wow. Been a minute since I see my bros, now slow down to reminisce on times in the studio. Up late nights, driving around hitting stores. I remember when you lost yourselves in the music and you dropped brown bag and you started up moving. It was simpler then than it is right now. Saw you every day, no time for a frown, and you held me down when I was feeling down. Damn how we clown on each other's sounds, but it was all love then and it's all love now. Cause I love my brothers and we'll never drown. My oldest friend is my producer now, and we took 5 and jazz formed the sound. Our manager's clothes are selling now. It's hard to process thoughts in the clouds. My young homie Midnight trapping now. He helped me find my voice and kept me on the ground. My big brother Delmar is always around. Call him anytime, every time I need help. I can't imagine my life without my boys in the backseat jamming now. Till we Dr. Escape and we make it out. These flashing lights, they're gonna see us now, yeah.
Call me anytime. Never say goodbye to me. Celica 99. Come take one last ride with me.
Back then, that was back then, like what happened. We got memories of the times we were laughing about some dumb shit, I'm sure of it. When I'm with them, I am never worthless. In the nighttime, blessed like the churches. So much more to my brothers than the surface. Making hits while you were still serving. Not sad anymore, closed curtains. Wake up every day, was a vibe, something ain't right. People ask and I tell them that I will be fine. Got a cold heart, but I'm so defined by the people in my life. They gon' make it alright. Get too close, I'm a weapon and I'm lethal. Going through the motions made me kinda feeble. Out here, I'm just waiting for a visit. Stay together, it don't matter about the distance.
Call me anytime. Never say goodbye to me. Celica 99. Come take one last ride with me.
was Call Me by Telescape and the entire collection of Sad and SF. There were a lot of people on this song. How are the logistics of making such a complex creative team work?
Well, I'll just start out by saying that there's actually only 3 people on this song.
It sounded like there were a lot of people, especially with all the name drops in like a minute in.
Yeah, so that's Asian QMC just talking about everybody in the collective and like his relationship with us, which is really cool. And then Midnight has the second rap verse, and I'm the vocalist at all other parts other than those 2 verses. And I just messed with my voice the whole time.
Yeah, you threw me for a loop there. I thought there were like 6 or 7 people. So how are the logistics of 3 people working together? That seems a lot more manageable.
Yeah, so I originally made the beat for famous rapper Sebi, who is actually famous, but then I said he actually can't have the beat because I want to use it. And I sent it to Adrian, and Adrian like recorded his verse real fast, and it sounded so good. But we couldn't find a right hook for it. So then I sent it to Midnight Merc, who recorded his verse, and that also sounded super cool, but we still couldn't quite get like the glue between those 2 verses. But then the whole crew, ZJ, Daniel, Adrian, and I all stayed together in Santa Cruz in an Airbnb. And since we already had Midnight and Adrian's verses for the song, we thought we might as well like work together and finish the song. And so I said Adrian and I worked together to write the hook, which I recorded myself, but Adrian helped me write it. And then I also recorded all the tons of vocal layering at the end. I also recorded all in Santa Cruz too. And we ended up finishing the song just a little while after we came home from Santa Cruz.
All right. That's the last song we have out of the playlist from you and ZJ. So before we transition to the songs that influenced you guys, is there any like projects you want to let the people know about, or any like message you'd like to spread?
So all the unreleased songs you heard will be on a future project of mine, hopefully, which I'm going to be calling Rain, since all the Rain samples put into the songs. But I wish I could hit you with a drop date or anything, but I really do not know. I have a lot more songs that I'm working on for the album, but it'll get done eventually.
We do have an EP we're working on.
Yeah. There's a ZJ Delmar Telescape collab project
coming real soon.
Yeah, that one is coming out.
Yeah, we're working on it as we speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it's called?
Break the Ground. That's the name of the EP.
Break the Ground.
It'll be an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's all the songs we have from you guys for now, but we do have a playlist that ZJ Delmar made. There's 13 different songs to listen to. So, hold on, let me pause. So that's all the songs we have from ZJ and Telescape, but we do have a 10-track playlist that ZJ Delmar made for us to play after they must depart. You want to give an intro for this and a farewell for your time on KCSB here?
Most definitely. Just thank you for the opportunity. First and foremost, this is about 10 songs I like that I've gotten about my daily rotation almost. Shout out to the artists that influence me every single day. I be putting in the work. And yeah, here we go.
All right. Thanks so much for being on the show. Telescape and ZJ Del Mar.
Yeah.
See ya.